Well, folks, it's a hot day today. We back at it though. We got our primary squat, last bench day, fourth bench day of the week, and primary deadlift today. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a great day. Looking forward to the work. This will probably be the lightest weight-wise that I've walked into a week one ever recorded for myself. Yesterday I was weighing 215, 216. Today I woke up 216, 217 in the range right there. So we're tracking good. God is good always. Just being blessed to be able to still continue to do this. But anyway, you're going to catch me on my warm-up sets, walking into my top set. Let's get to it. All right, folks, so I'm closing out week one, and the new wave block was a pretty demanding final training day. Today I had primary deadlift, primary squat, and my fourth bench exposure of the week. The goal here wasn't to simply accumulate more work to see, but it was to see how I was able to express strength as fatigue begins to accumulate across this primary session and across the overall week. The primary deadlift is my main driver, though it was my third lift on the day. I decided to swap primary deadlift and primary squat and put squat first again, just like in competition. However, my efficiency as an athlete comes from producing force, maintaining position, and controlling the bar path, allowing fatigue to create unnecessary movement. So from there, I moved into my primary bench after my primary squat, which in my primary squat, the main thing I was focused on was making sure that my brace was established before the umbrac and staying as stacked as I could and in my intended position through the descent and ascent without creating unnecessary movement around the bar. So then I executed my fourth bench exposure of the week. And this is pretty much intentional for me because my fourth bench isn't just here because we need more bench volume, but it gives me another opportunity to evaluate how well I'm doing and can reproduce the same technical efficiency. And then through that, I also get to gauge how well I'm adjusting to accumulated fatigue. With that distinction, it's important because I'm not just asking, can I lift a weight? Again, I'm asking, can I repeatedly produce the same quality of movement, position, and force under different levels of fatigue? That's what I'm measuring as I was closing out week one. And as you can tell, my bench day was pretty successful here, gauging pretty relative rates in velocity and other metrics that are tracked throughout. So like I mentioned before, deadlift was the last final signal of today, final session of week one. And overall, I'm just making sure that I can express strength under accumulated fatigue through an entire training session, week to week, day to day. I'm not just looking at the weight on the bar. I'm looking at how I adjust to that weight and how I set up, how I brace, where my positioning falls, and how clean is my bar path. And then ultimately I look at what type of cost am I producing through each individual rep, set by set. This is what really makes my session valuable, and because of the information that it feeds back to me just here in week one. So in week one, closing it out, I was just establishing a baseline for myself in terms of how I express strength when the system isn't completely fresh. The goal wasn't to prove how strong I was on the day or to make a perfect day. The goal was to build within my system and then allow myself to express that strength consistently over time.